and welcome to Inside the Mind of, a podcast where I dive deeper into the minds of some of my favorite people and people who inspire me in the wrestling community. I, of course, am Katie Kinsey Bebe, your host. Joining me, my lovely guest, digital specialist for Hot 97 and 107.5 WBLS, one half of those wrestling girls, which y'all know I love them so much, Miss Krista B. Finally on the show. How are you?
Finally, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I appreciate it. I was so ecstatic, like when you reached out to me. I was driving and I saw your message, and I'm just like, you was like, oh if you want to see what me and Pete talked about, I'm like, girl, bye. I'm gonna be on your show. I don't care. Pete was on it. I'm an open book, so we gonna have fun today. So thank you for having me.
Of course. And I just told you before we started recording that you're going to be the first episode to drop in 2023. And of course, your better half, your second half, if you want to call her that, Miss Queen PR, was the first episode of 2022. It's the best way to start. Those wrestling girls kick off the year hot.
Yes, absolutely, and I appreciate it. So when you do your episode for 2024, we got to be on there together.
Oh my god. The two of you together? 3 hour
It's a fun
episode.
time. It's a fun time. It's definitely a fun time.
I know.
It's a fun
I
time.
keep telling Queen PR because I've done like a few things with her after the fact. I was like, I need to get on those wrestling girls.
You do. You really do. We gotta talk. Like we're starting to kick up our Thirsty Thursdays. The Thirsty Thursday that's coming out will be on the 12th. If
Okay.
that's the 12th, that Thursday. And it's also P's birthday celebration because her birthday is the 11th. So we gonna have to talk. We gotta get you on. We gotta get you on.
Listen, I usually do my shows Thursdays. I can always push that shit to Wednesday after Dynamite. I will be on. You just tell me.
We will definitely keep you posted. We gotta have you on. We gotta celebrate for P. Like you can be my special surprise guest for her because I'm not
Uh,
gonna tell her anything. She doesn't tell me anything. I'm not gonna tell her anything.
well, let's hope she doesn't listen to this because it comes out next Monday. So hopefully, Queen PR, if you're listening, shh, you didn't hear nothing.
You don't know this. You don't know this, P. You didn't hear this at all.
She'll forget. She won't remember.
She will forget that much. P's been so busy. Like if we're not doing those wrestling girl stuff, she's so busy, and what she does at work, booked and busy. Like it's the
Mm-hmm.
start of the year, start of it's a fresh new month. So yeah, so she probably will forget. And then I'm like, yeah, I told you. She gonna be like, oh my god, you probably did, but I forgot. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
And that's okay. That's fine.
And that's okay. We're busy. We're humans. We have lives, and yeah.
That's very true. Like this life you have, those wrestling girls. So how did you get your start into podcasting?
So P and I. So funny story. I met P through her twin sister. For those of you who don't know, P is a twin.
I didn't even know that. I had her on the show. She didn't
Yeah.
tell me this.
She's a fraternal twin, and if you look up fraternal in the dictionary, they are the epitome of what a fraternal twin definition looks like. Okay, and I met her through her twin sister. We were writing for a publication, and I think it was a day. I think it was like a Monday or a Thursday. This was like it had to been Thursday. This is when SmackDown was on Thursday still.
Okay.
And I'm like, I think I said something about wrestling, or P said something about wrestling. One of us mentioned wrestling, and the other one's face lit up like a Christmas tree. So at that time as well, this is when the women's evolution was starting to, pick up, and the women were getting more match time, more screen time,
Mm-hmm.
and um, we were just talking. So after that publication kind of came and went, P started working at a job, and I had just graduated from grad school, and I was like, hey, is your job hiring or whatever? So she was the social media director for that, and I was just like on board, writing with her, or under her, I should say. And we had a meeting one day inside of one of the hotels or wherever we were at for the meeting, and I was like, yo, IG. This is when IGTV first came out.
Oh man.
Okay. Like, yeah. So IGTV first came out, and I was like, "Oh, we should definitely try to record something on IGTV under the name Those Wrestling Girls." She hated the name. Okay, she hated the name, and I'm just like, "Girl, look at it this way from a marketing perspective. somebody's always gonna have our names in their mouths. Whether it's good, they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, you're those wrestling girls," or whether it's bad, like, "Ew, I don't like those wrestling girls." Like, somebody's always gonna be speaking our names. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
"No, let's just think about it or whatever." So me not listening to her, I go on IGTV. I put the name and we talk or whatever. And then afterwards, she was like, "You know what? I like the name. Let's keep the name Those Wrestling Girls." And that's how. And then we was just like, "All right, we got to do a podcast." We was trying to figure out a perfect date, a perfect time to set it. And then WWE Evolution came, and it was in Long Island. I had just got my car. So like, oh, we're going. So we went to Evolution, the very first and only all women's pay per view, and it just sparked something in us. The next day, we were in the studio recording our podcast, and that's exactly like how that happened. And here we are, 4 years later.
Damn, I can't believe it's already been 4 years for you guys.
It's been 4 years. 4 years.
Like, do you feel that, like, you're, like, do you feel that, like, when you guys talk about it, you're just like, damn, 4 years ago?
Absolutely not. Like we just celebrated our 4 year anniversary party last November, and it was just like 4 years. Like seriously, like how many? Like I look on our YouTube page and I think that I don't know if we're at episode 100 yet or we're like almost to 100, but the
Okay.
fact that we're already near it or past it, it's just like what we did this. This was us, huh? We didn't do this. We didn't do this. It's just so surreal. And then like being that we have this platform and us being two women of color, people noticing us. Like you said earlier, I work at Hot 97 and WBLS radio stations, and I was able to have a conversation with the rapper Little Scrappy for something completely different that we're doing at the station.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I saw you guys on Twitter. I saw those wrestling girls on Twitter. I saw the logo and stuff. So I was like, was this it? It was like he was like, yeah, that's it. I want to be on your show. Like when I mentioned those wrestling girls, a lot of these celebrities or rappers who were into wrestling, they would bypass or like kind of see like who's gonna overlook pink headphones
Yeah.
when you're on social media. Like pink headphones, you know, oh that's those wrestling girls. That's Queen PR and Krista B. That's Krista B and Queen PR.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know, like that's just us. That's what we do. So it's still like although 4 years is a long time, it's still also a short amount of time. You know, because I feel like we haven't set out to accomplish everything we want to accomplish yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's coming. We feel it. Like people know us, people see us, people saw us at the Survivor Series press
Yes.
conference, and it's just like that's literally just the beginning. Although it feels like sometimes, for me personally, I can't really speak for P, but for me personally, sometimes I feel like I'm in a dream. Like I'm happy having outer body experiences. Like girl, that's you. Like that is you. Like you know, like it's not real. This is not real. Like somebody wake me up. Like pinch me something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sometimes it just don't feel like it's 4 years at all.
I get it. I 100% get it. And I'm happy you brought up Survivor Series because when every person I swear to God I follow on Twitter, when your beautiful face popped up on that screen, everyone was like, "Oh fuck, it's Krista!" Is those wrestling girls like my entire nothing but support for you and
Yes, and
Queen
I love
like
everybody because even before we popped up on the screen, there was I guess somebody who asked a question, so they kind of saw Queen
yeah.
PR and myself there, and one of my friends was like, am I bugging or is Queen PR and Krista B there? So Brian, shout out to Brian. She actually catch him on Fan Club with Pete, Queen PR, Justin and Sandal on Wednesdays. He was just like, no, they're both there. That's not just one or the other. They're both there. They're both represented for those wrestling girls. And Survivor Series is my favorite pay per view.
Okay.
Favorite pay per view of all time. Big Four. I've been to Survivor Series twice already, and it's crazy to think about it. Last year's Survivor Series, I was up in the suites, and I just thought it didn't get any better than that. Like in the suites,
Mm-hmm.
watching it in Brooklyn, waiting for this man, The Rock,
to
to show, and he didn't. That's neither here or there. But I'm like, I'm in my home, I'm in the suite, I'm with these different celebrities and media personalities, this is where I belong. And then the following year, I'm in a press conference talking to Bianca, and me and Bianca are cool. Like, you still like how she waved, and she was just like,
Mm-hmm.
and I had reached out to her. I'm like, yo, I was so nervous. Do you know this and that? She goes, girl, you didn't even tell me you was gonna be in this press conference. I was like, I didn't even know until last minute. Like, I promise you I didn't know. But it was such a blessing to be on to that. It's those little things that make me realize, like, okay, we're doing something right. Like, people see us, people know us.
Mm-hmm. Damn right. Like I said, I saw nothing but support, and I think it was either you or Queen PR. I don't know who mainly uses the Twitter. Is it both of you?
P
Okay,
P.
I think it might have been her, or it might have been you. I can't remember because it feels like so long ago. Saying how you two were like the only two like women of color there in that press conference, basically, and like one of the only the few like women who were even there.
Yeah. So there were four women,
Mm-hmm.
three women of color, because Issa's Hispanic.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
the one that Triple H gave the audible to.
As he should.
Yes, as he should. But there were only two black women, which was myself and Queen PR. So I think that was me when I think I posted it on IG when I reposted it because
Mm-hmm.
PR they had posted Becky's answer like being the first woman to win the Royal Rumble twice. So PR was like, "That's Krista B's question." So that's when she was like, "For context, this is what she asked," and then I was able to repost it and put that
Okay.
put the context out in words because for us to be the only two black women in a space like that full of men
Mm-hmm.
in a space where men dominate it originally,
Yeah.
it was just like, yeah, we're gonna take up this space, unapologetically take up this space too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you guys are gonna see us, you guys are gonna like even if Bianca and Becky were not in that press conference, I had to make sure that we were seen and heard by whoever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if I had to ask Triple H a question and then pass out afterwards, you would have saw us. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to make sure we were seen in that space.
As he should. Very good. I just love women in this like space we're all in, just thriving.
Absolutely, absolutely,
That's all I care
absolutely.
about. We're
Same,
taking
because it's
over.
so small. It's so small.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take up the space. And I have another brand called Unapologetically Eclectic, and for the past 2 years, I've been holding these women panels called "Take Up Your Space, Sis," because that's what we need to do. We need to take up our spaces because everything is just seems so male dominated,
Mm-hmm.
so male. It's like hypersensitive with male men, 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 men,
Mm-hmm.
and the women be forgotten about in the workplace, at home,
Mm-hmm.
um, daily lives, like whatever. Like, the women are just solely forgotten about. But at the end of the day, when you need women to stand by you, that's when you want to amplify women. We're going to amplify ourselves in whatever space that we can, and we will be heard. So that's what inspired that brunch and panel, which reminds me I have to start planning this year's brunch panel. But yes, anywhere we could take up our space, we're definitely taking up our space.
I love to hear it. That's all. That's all. That's all I want. That's all I need. So you said those wrestling girls has about like 100 episodes, give or take.
I don't want to misquote, but between like 75 and 100, between them ranges.
We'll say ballpark 85.
Yes, we'll say ballpark 85.
Ballpark 85. Do you have any favorite episodes you guys have done of
I
those
have a,
ballpark 85?
I do. Okay, so I love the ones with, we had Chelsea Green on. She was
Mm-hmm.
amazing. I love the one with Chelsea, with Deanna, with Jazz, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Bianca Belair, she was on one before she like became, on the main roster and stuff, like in the midst of COVID. She was on one. She was also on the sound off. I do love like our power couples one, our four horsewomen one, and of course our Bella's one, because our Bella's one, we literally was drinking the wine on camera, like on screen. We were so like we were getting so drunk. It was the most funniest thing ever. But yeah, I have quite a few. I love but I feel like the one that sticks out to me the most is Naomi.
Okay.
When we did our spotlight on Naomi, Naomi actually listened to the whole um to the whole episode because she had quoted something I think that I said, and it was at the very end of it, and she quoted it, and she was just like, usually, podcasts like these would tear me down and things like that, but not these girls, and so that actually opened the door for me interviewing her for a piece that I did for High 97 in 2019. Excuse me. And at first, I reached out to Bianca. Bianca connected me to Naomi. So she was kind of like nervous to talk to me. And I said, listen, this is what I'm going to do. So I told her, I was like, hey, I'm Krista B. I work at High 97 WBLS, but I'm also Krista B from Those Wrestling Girls. And you retweeted something that I said because you listened to our episode. And she goes, I didn't know that was you. I didn't know that this was who was reaching out to me. And it broke the ice. And we had a conversation for like an hour and some change. Like just talking about wrestling, just talking about everything. So I think that has to be one of my favorite episodes because if it wasn't for her reaching out, like this is when I knew that wrestlers were human and I knew that they had, they're nice and they're humble, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was at that moment where I knew like they was just like they actually listen to our stuff. Like they listen to the positives too, not just the negatives. They have to always defend themselves. It was a breath of fresh air knowing that she has people in her corner that won't judge her, that won't demean her,
Mm-hmm.
that won't be rude about her because I don't allow Naomi slander.
No, no.
I don't care what she does. I don't allow it. So it was good to see and to know that she listened.
That's just that connection alone is so crazy to me. Like that you guys do the spotlight and then you end up interviewing her and she's the one who's nervous. Like that it's
Yeah.
so crazy to think about because you're right. Like these wrestlers are human and a lot of times people just take a lot of liberties on Twitter and forget that. But it is like something to remember. Like they are human like us. They just
Mm-hmm.
have a bigger spotlight on them than the majority of us people who hide behind their phones and stuff. But like me and you, like they're just elevated is a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So you guys do spotlights, you guys do like your power couples, you guys have live streams, and
We have
with
real talk
you
and
got so much over there.
a lot. We have a lot. We have a lot.
So with all of the things you guys do, any unexpected moments that happen that kind of just like have stuck with you over the past 4 years?
Yeah, so one day we were recording, we just finished wrapping up recording and we heard that the Jobber Tears podcast was like in the next room over. So we just happened to like peek in and they was like, come on in. And we just literally jumped in on their podcast and we joined them on their podcast for the rest of their show. We was like, oh, we didn't want to, at the end, we was like, we didn't want to join. We just wanted to say hi. And it was like, no, come on. So that was one. Another one was when I first went to Jabba Tears, a wrestling viewing party. Um, the first person to recognize who we were was a girl named Jen. Hey Jen, if you're watching. Um, and she's like, "You're those wrestling girls? Oh my god, I am a fan." Mind you, we only had 3 episodes out at that time. And she came up to us and she hugged us and she took a picture of us and ever since like every time we walk in the room, it's those wrestling girls are here. People want to take pictures with us. People want to, And there was another one where someone's daughter, like a parent and their daughter came, was like, "Are you Krista B from Those Wrestling Girls?" And my heart melted. I'm just like, "Oh my god, no, this is not happening." And yeah, so it was. There are a lot of moments. I can't really just pinpoint one, but there are a lot of moments.
Oh, the someone's kid that
Someone's kid,
my heart.
right? Like why? Like why would you tug at my heartstrings like this?
I didn't ask for this. I am not
Right,
prepared.
right.
Why y'all doing
Like
this?
I don't have tissues. Like my lashes gonna come off. Like what are we doing?
It's like I next time I need a warning, guys. Just one.
Right, like
Be like, hey, my daughter's a fan. I'm about to meet
right.
y'all.
You think my daughter's gonna come? So if you're gonna cry, like cry in the corner or something. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
It's a good cry. It's happy tears.
Happy tears. A good, ugly, happy tears cry.
Yeah.
Because, you got them bad, ugly cries. You're like, oh, girl, get it together.
Bro, I feel that. Out of few this week already. It's Thursday, man.
Listen, it happens. Sometimes you gotta let it go. Sometimes you gotta let it go. You gotta let it out.
There's like 8 retrogrades happening at one point. I am a mess.
For some reason, I thank God that this retrograde isn't affecting me as much.
You
Thank you, Jesus, because
listen.
July's retrograde. Oh, he wanted to take me out this world. Okay,
You said not today.
not this month. I'm gonna just stay in bed till July's over. Okay, so from July 1st, 31st, don't come looking for me.
I will
In bed
be hiding under covers, doors
under
locked,
the covers. I
nothing
don't need
happened.
none of that knowledge. Okay, don't come looking for me. I'm okay.
So, Miss Krista B, you are a very, very busy lady, like I have discussed before. So, with very little free time that you probably have, what are some other hobbies that you enjoy doing?
Sleep.
As you should.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will sleep. Um, so I try to, even with my busy schedule, I try to make as much time for myself as possible. Like I'm very intentional now, more so now than I was before with making time for myself. So if I don't want to go drive and do other errands and stuff, I will not go outside and drive. I have to make sure my car's parked. Like tomorrow, my car's parked on the right side of the street. I don't gotta go outside. Probably won't go outside. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. I won't go outside. I'll be streaming. I'll be, in my house. I love to watch Law and Order, SVU. I'm watching Olivia. I'm watching Benson and Stabler, Tutuola, Munch, Rollins, Carisi, Amaro, and
Yes.
whoever else gets thrown at us. I'm watching them because what we're not going to do is interrupt my SVU time.
Mm-mm.
I'm listening to music. I'm reading my Bible. I'm in church. Like I go to church. Um, so I talk to my friends. Like I talk to my close circle of friends. It's probably like not a day goes by where I don't speak to anybody that's in my close circle.
Mm-hmm.
Like I speak to my cousin almost every day. She's right here laying on my couch right now. Like I speak to almost every day. Like, hey, I miss you. You want to come over? Like I make time for things because I don't ever want it to be a time where I'm so busy and so wrapped up in stuff that I forget the important and little things in life. So I always tend to make time. Like P and I have been planning to do a brunch for 4 years now. That's not wrestling related. That's not work related. We ain't get there. We're gonna get there though.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get there. But we're also going to celebrate her birthday, so I know that we're not going to be speaking anything about brunch or anything about work or wrestling related. We're gonna go have fun. We're gonna look cute. We're gonna get our hair. We're gonna be cute. Like that's
Yes.
it.
As you should.
But yeah, I try to make time. I definitely am more intentional with making time, spare time. I'm in a relationship, have to make time for that.
There
So
you go. Okay.
that's it.
Okay. You brought up SVU. Now that's like, listen. Now this is a question I feel like I need to ask more SVU fans. Out of all of the ADAs, the 800 ADAs that have been through Law and Order SVU, do you have a favorite? And if so, who is it?
I have two. I have Novak and I have
Okay.
Alex.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Casey and Alex. That's it. Like, well, I mean, I do like. Okay, I did like. What's his name? What's his name?
Barba.
Barbara. I
Yes.
did like Barbara. Stone was okay. Stone, he was okay.
He had his moments.
But Casey Novak and Alex, whatever her last name is, because I can't think of it right now. Them two.
What is her last
See, it's hard.
name?
See, it's
Dude,
hard.
I can't
It's
even
hard.
remember.
See,
Oh my god.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, those are my two. Those are my girls. That's it.
Honestly, much respect. They took no shit. They didn't. They were ready.
They take no shit from. And you know what's crazy? I was at an event. I think it was in 2020 or 2019, whatever, and it was in Harlem. It was like Al Sharpton's event or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
I look over to my left, and who's sitting there but Casey Novak in the audience?
Casey Novak.
Girl, I was like, you down, but you support us, and we support you right back, sis. You better go back in that court.
Better get your ass back in the courtroom. That's what you're saying.
And help them victims. Okay, but thank you for supporting us. But yeah,
That
she was
is
in there. Cute.
that is gonna bother me now that I can't think of Alex's last name.
We gonna look it up. We gonna Google real quick.
Yeah,
Hold on. We gonna
quick
let's hit the
Google.
Google because okay,
That was going to bother me.
right.
Oh my god, if I could spell, it'd be real great.
Cabot.
Cabot.
Alexandria Cabot.
Damn.
Okay.
Cabot, no way.
Stephanie March.
Honestly, much respect to them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
SVU, man, that's my show. I always loved like it's just always on before like wrestling on Mondays. I'm just like I can just like sit here just like watch Olivia and all the traumatic
I
things that
was
happened to her.
watching it all day. First of all, the fact that there's been time. So I went to my undergraduate was John Jay College.
Okay.
And I remember we got an email saying how they were going to be shooting. They shot so many episodes at my college. Okay,
Oh yeah. I
the
forget.
first
I
one was
literally forget you're in New York. Jesus.
the first one was in our. It's no longer the North Hall. What we call it the North Hall, where they did Mercy General or whatever.
Ah.
Yeah, they changed it. They changed they put it in a basement or whatever. And I'm like, so one day we go outside and we see, and this is when I had an old phone, so I don't even have the pictures anymore. I see Elliot and Olivia in the street, and I'm like, oh my god, like how we love me and my friends, we love you. Oh my god, crazy. The second one, they did it again, but Mercy General or Brooklyn General, some General
Something
Hospital,
general.
something, whatever. But you see there's an actual hospital directly across the street from the North Hall. So I'm like, oh, they in John J. North Hall. Then when they had to do the scene where they went to the FBI headquarters or whatever in New York, that building is considered what we call the new building. They had recently just built that building.
Okay.
And that was like the extension to the T building that we had to go into. Like they extended that whole building or whatever. So I was just like, look at them in my school. Like they just all up and through here. And then the day of my graduation, there was two graduations. Mine was in the afternoon. Somebody was in, and the other group was in the morning. A person that I knew who graduated in the morning, Olivia was driving by, and they stopped and got a picture with her. While she was in her car, stopped, got a picture with her. I would have passed out.
I would die.
I would have passed out. Like my heels were already high. I would have passed out. My ankles would have buckled. I would have fell. I'd passed out. I would have got that picture.
That's all.
Would have got that picture.
Honestly, I would do anything for Mariska Hargitay, so like I understand.
Let's just talk about how she appeared in Taylor Swift's Bad Blood video, though, and I was like,
Like,
sis, you look good. You better do that, Olivia Benson. Walk through that scene. Like,
Olivia Benson all the way through.
right. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. That's one of my favorite shows ever. Like, I am so behind. Like, I need to watch like the last two seasons.
No, I have to watch the new one. Like, I saw up until I think Rollins came back from. No, I don't want to spoil it for you. But yeah.
It'll probably be a while until I watch it, so it's okay.
So I saw. I'm gonna have to go back because that and organized crime, baby. Listen, this is not a long order episode podcast. Okay,
that can be another time. Another time for sure. So this is one of my favorite questions. I love asking people, just because the answers are always so, like, either specific to that person or they just go out of the box with it. If you can have kind of like a table for three situation, so it'll be you and any three wrestlers, dead or alive. Who are you picking and why?
The Rock for one. Duh.
Dwayne himself.
Himself. You said dead or alive?
Dead or alive, yes.
Luna.
Good one.
In China. I was gonna go Roman Reigns, but I already interviewed him, so I'm okay.
She said, "Been there, done that. Check."
Been there, done that. Moving on. No, I'm gonna interview him again. I know I'm gonna interview him in tribal chief mode. But yeah, Rock, Luna, and China. I say Luna because after watching her dark side and what she was really going through with her mental health, it was just really sad to see like the fact that it was being played on TV as if she was crazy, not knowing or ignoring the fact that she was really suffering through mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it really broke my heart. China because she literally paved the way for so many, and she's just now getting her flowers. Like fortunately PAR and I was there when she was inducted into the Hall of Fame with DX that year.
Mm.
But at the same time it was just like this is long overdue. She should have been inducted. Like the watching her documentary and how nobody from WWE would come on to even acknowledge her or talk to her because of whatever she did in her past because y'all dropped the ball. I don't like that. Like
Mm-mm.
and then The Rock because like why not? I'm the biggest Rock fan ever, so we gonna have to sit down and do something. Why not?
You can ask him, why weren't you at Survivor Series, my guy?
That part, like why did you play with my heart like that? Like my heart is still broken. Now you gotta follow me on IG. You gotta make me. You gotta let Terramana sponsor us. You gotta do all this to make it up. That's it.
There's just you have a list at the ready whenever you meet
This
him.
period. Okay. If I put you on speed, you gotta answer when I call.
Oh my god, imagine having The Rock on speed dial.
Girl, I would have to put my phone down. How about that?
You said speed dial? Yeah, I'm speed dialing every day.
Yeah, I would never put the phone down. I'm like, hey, hello, hey, what are you doing? Oh, you're filming. What are you filming? What's the scene? I don't like that. Change it. See, like,
That's just imagining just having The Rock just at your beck and call, basically.
child, I don't even want to think about it because I would literally get hyped over nothing.
All right, I'll change topic. I'll change topic. Can't get you too overhyped about it. We'll manifest it though. You will
It's
meet
gonna
him.
happen one day. I will definitely meet and have a great conversation with Dwayne the Rock Johnson
Maybe over from Terramana.
and the Terramana.
I don't mess with the Terramana. That might be a little too strong for me. But like,
Okay, I mean, it's not for everybody.
yeah, I'm not
If you
a
like it, you love it. If you love it, you love it. If you don't, then hey,
true
everybody has their choice. I would never force anything on to anybody.
facts. There we go. So with your 4 years in the game, if you will, do you have any advice for anybody, whether it's podcasting, just general life advice you want to give out, anything you'd like to say to the people watching?
Just keep going. I always go by the motto: turn your nose and manifest them into yes. Because it's easy to say no and get discouraged and not want to move forward, but you can literally take that no, work hard at it, plant it, and whatever you want to plant it in, and watch it bloom and blossom into a yes. And everybody's looking like, oh my gosh, this is sold out. Da 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 da. We've seen a lot of no's. We heard a lot of no's.
Mm-hmm.
And look where we are now, still blooming and still blossoming. If you would have let that no deter us, there would be no those wrestling girls. And also take it one day at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce wasn't built in a day. The Rock wasn't built in a day. Becky Lynch wasn't built in a day. Everybody you look up to and aspire to be, they were not built in a day. They worked hard, they trained hard, and they got better. So take it one day at a time. It will happen.
I agree. The manifesting turning no's into yeses. That's a good one. I haven't heard that one yet, especially phrase like that. It's the way you phrase like some of the things you say just sound mystical. Like you sound like a seer. Like you're just telling me my fortune.
Cause I lived through it. Like I can't. Like I lived through a lot of things where it's just like if I really was to let it show, or really, my pastor always says this: thank God for not allowing you to look like what you've been through.
Wow.
And I thank God every day for that. And I also look at that as I'm always going to look at the glass as half full instead of half empty,
Mm-hmm.
because you can always pour into a half, I mean, you could pour into a half empty glass as well. But a half empty glass, when you're about to run out and you feel like there's never going to be a point where it's going to be full again. A half full glasses, you can definitely pour in and overflow and have your blessings overflow for you. So I'm never going to look at the glass as half empty. I'm always going to look at it as half full and know that my blessings will definitely hit that rim and definitely overflow into my life, not only into my life, but into those who I'm connected to. So I always go by thanking God for not allowing me to look like what I've been through. Thanking God for allowing me to turn my nose and manifest them into yeses. If it wasn't but for him, I promise you I would not be here. I promise you. So I have to, however I feel, if I feel like there's a word and I feel like it's a motivational thing, I'm going to share it and spread it. So, yes, to anybody out there, take your no's and manifest them into yeses.
I love it. Now, I have a feeling that might be the answer to the next question I have. So I'm actually kind of curious to see where we go with this. This is also one of my other favorite questions I love asking people. So, based off of it can be your life now, your life from birth to now, a certain point in your life, if you were to write an autobiography of your life, what would be the title and why?
You know, it's crazy. I did start working on one
Uh,
a while ago.
oh?
Um, yeah, it literally didn't get past the first page because I don't know. I have no idea what my title would be though,
Okay, that's
because
fine.
I've been through a lot. But I have no idea what my title would be, so it's very undecided right now.
That's okay.
Um, but it's still in the works. Like I'm still thinking about like should people hear my story? Should people like who would draw? Who would I'm
Mhm.
still thinking about it, but I don't know what the title would be right now. Right now it's untitled.
I mean, you could literally just make the title untitled if you wanted to. You have that power.
I know, but it's so hard. Like I don't know what it would be. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
just so many things. So right now I'm gonna go with Krista B Untitled.
That also sounds like an album, just like your
It
EP.
does. My EP. I can't sing or rap, but it's there.
Hey, auto tune's there.
That's it.
That's all,
Auto tune is there.
that's all I gotta
That's it.
say. Anyone could be a rapper or singer these days, so you got
You are
TikTok,
absolutely,
you're good.
you are absolutely right.
So this episode's gonna come out, like I told you, on Monday. So any future plans you would like to tell the people for the next like maybe like month or so, if you want to, or if you got plans for the rest of 2023 and you want to lay them out, go for it.
Well, check out for new episodes. P and I will definitely be dropping new episodes soon. We're starting a new series or continuing the series that we started before. Um, please make sure you subscribe because we're streaming every week, every Wednesday and Fridays. We're live streaming on our Twitch every Wednesdays as well. We started a new space on Twitter. So it was a very productive space, the first one that we did. So please make sure you follow us on Twitter. Um, and just plan to see us take over. Make sure you follow us on all social medias. Like we're gonna, if I am not there, P for sure will definitely be at Royal Rumble.
Okay.
It's her favorite pay per view. It's also celebrating her birthday, and it's in Texas. Like I would love to be in Texas in January. I don't like this cold business up here.
Nope.
I hate it. Like why?
Yep.
But yeah, just stay tuned. Like I don't want to reveal too much stuff yet.
I
So just
understand.
stay tuned to episodes. Make sure you follow us on social media and just keep your eye and ear out on what those wrestling girls have next in store.
Because it's gonna be big things.
Big things.
The biggest of things for two of my favorite people, of course. Now, I always let people ask me anything you want to know. Like I told you, I'm an open book. So any questions, darling, that you have for me.
Who would be on your table for three roster?
Okay, I've answered this, but I don't remember what my answers were. So, because that was like I did one of these, except I had Matt Ritter be like the me.
Mhm.
And I got hammered that episode. it
It
was
happens.
it was bad. We made it like a game where we have like a little group chat with a few other podcasts, and I had them all send in like a serious question and like a funny question. And Matt and I turned it into a game where if I could guess who asked it, I didn't have to take a shot. I got none right.
No, you didn't get any right.
Nope.
Okay.
It was a bad night. But I know for sure I want to have Lita on. That is like when people ask Trish or Lita, I always lean towards Lita because she was like the tomboy, the edgy one, and like that was me. I mean, it's still me, but me as a kid, I was rocking it like baggy pants, long shirt. Like I wanted to be Lita.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's always a given. I gotta go John Cena. That is like childhood me. 20 years. I'm 26. I've been watching wrestling since John Cena started.
So John Cena is your Rock or your Austin, basically.
Yes. When people talk about
That's
like
fair.
the GOAT, I always like, well, my personal GOAT is John Cena.
That's fair. That's fair.
So like, even people making fun of his bald head, which
Right. I didn't see it. I didn't watch. I don't know where I was. I didn't watch SmackDown that Friday, but I was like, ooh.
like
And
he's
Kevin
rocking
Owens' eye.
it.
Like Kevin Owens' eye. John Cena's fading. I don't know.
I mean, it happens. He's in his 40s. He's just rocking
He's
with
at
it.
40, right?
People were like, he's got all this money. Yeah, and he's choosing not to fix it. And what about it? Just let him live.
Fine.
Goddamn.
That's fine.
um, see, I'm always struggling with my third one. Because I think I had those two on for sure. Um, he is the little plushie on my side. That's Adam Cole.
I thought that was Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, from the side, he does look like Drew. Well, Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, baby.
So like that's where I love Adam Cole. I hope he's doing well because like I'm getting real nervous because like he hasn't been back and he's been real silent, but he's still doing other stuff. So I love him. I loved Undisputed Era. Him appearing in NXT like made me the happiest person alive. And uh that's where like I got the Bebe part for my name. I originally was Katie Bebe when I was on another podcast. And then I moved and created this little baby empire I'm trying to start.
No,
and
girl. You're starting it. Don't worry about. You're starting it. You're doing it. It's growing.
my little baby
And that's
empire.
important to you. Exactly.
Yes. And like I always say, like this show, like inside the mind of it is my baby. Like she leads my baby, but like inside the mind of it is my baby. My
Mm-hmm.
baby, if you will. So I definitely adapted that, and I kind of just started developing this persona of just like I don't care what people think about me because they're gonna think something about me because I'm friends with 90% of guys. They're gonna think something of me because I am bisexual. They're gonna think something of me because I'm this, that, whatever. And I kind of just adapted over the past like year specifically. I kind of just adapted this persona of just like, I don't care, and that's very
Me
much what he
too.
is.
What I always say is, listen, don't judge me, judge your mama.
Ooh,
That's
shit,
it.
shit.
That's it.
I'm going to be like, once we're done, I'm gonna be like sitting back listening to some like writing like more things down, because like I take notes and I write stuff down, but I'm gonna have to like listen through again because you say you got some good ones in there, some good one liners. Yeah, so we'll do Lita, Cena, Adam Cole, baby.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so one more for me. If it was not for wrestling, right? Where do you think you would have ended up, or where do you think you would be?
Man, I don't even know. So like I've been watching wrestling since I was a kid. My older brother, excuse me, he's 5 years older than me. So like he was watching when I was growing up. So
Yeah, so he's an attitude era baby.
yes, there is a picture of me somewhere. I've said this multiple times, and I keep failing to provide proof. Picture of me in like my little playpen thing, binky in my mouth, Stone Cold T-shirt on, like that was me as a kid.
That's cute.
I know I need to find that picture. I don't know where the hell it is, but I'll find it eventually. Uh, so like it's been in my life. Like I haven't stopped really watching. And when AEW became a thing, like I was watching more wrestling than like I normally would. So I honestly don't even know. Like, yeah, I went to college, I got a degree, graduated, whatever. I'm doing nothing with that degree, but it's fine. I honestly don't know. I started this joined a podcast because of the pandemic, and I was watching wrestling, and that's like all I was really doing. That's when I created the Katie Rassin 13 Twitter because I didn't want to bother my other friends who didn't watch wrestling.
Right.
So I had like to create a separate Twitter just for me to talk about it. I honestly have no idea. I'd probably be like doing like a desk job or something, just not.
Something you're not happy with.
Yeah, not being able to like be creative and expressive with myself, and like because this is something I'm very passionate about. Like I've got to go to Vegas for the first time last year, and I got to, or technically 2 years ago now, like I got to go to Chicago and meet friends from this space. I've got to like travel and like meet people, and without that and without this, I have no idea what I'd be doing.
Yeah, true. I feel the same. Like, I love the fact that the people that you meet on Twitter in this wrestling space are just as real as are the same real people that you meet in real life. Because at a 3 year anniversary party, we met half of them, and I thought I knew them already. I was like, we never met before. What? No. But yeah, that's it. So I really love the fact that wrestling gave us this platform in Twitter to form this wrestling family, and I would not change it for anything at all.
Oh no, 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 no. Like having like during the pandemic, we like that little group chat I was talking about before. We all would just like hop on a Zoom call at like 2 a.m. like Eastern time because like me and then I got people in Chicago and then we got people in Vegas. So I was always like the one up the latest because I also don't sleep. So it was nothing for me. But we all would just like
Right.
be talking about whatever and then like meeting them all last year. I only have like one more person to meet in person from our chat, and just being like, oh my god, you're not behind a camera, you're not behind a screen. I
You're
can
real.
like touch your arm and be like, oh my god, you're real. My favorite thing ever.
Yeah. Same. Same.
I gotta get to New York.
Where are you?
I'm in Pittsburgh.
Girl, you right there. If you don't come on, you don't come on. Stop playing.
And I know, I know, I know. This year I gotta like travel more because like I don't plan on going. Well, I'm going to Vegas for my friend's bachelorette party, but that's not wrestling related. So, but I do need to like get to New York, get back to Chicago. I had to go places, meet people, like
I have to
meet
go to
you
Chicago.
guys.
I've never been to Chicago.
Oh, you will love Chicago.
I don't know. My friend's from there, and she's always talking about how Chicago is better than New York. And I'm like, I just feel like you're saying it because you're from there, so but you live out here, so.
When I just went, my hotel was like 2 blocks from Millennium Park, where like the Big Bean is.
I would love to go to Millennium Park. That part I would love to do. That I would love to do.
So like, if you ever plan on going to Chicago, let me know. I will tell you where I stayed. Highly recommend. It was a nice ass hotel. Like I said, like 2 blocks from the Bean, and that park is massive. Like it's not
Yeah,
just the
I've heard
Bean; it's big as
huge.
hell.
Listen, I just want to be on the set of Chicago PD. Okay, that's it.
I understand. Oh, I got to see the. I went to Chicago like before podcasting stuff with my friends, and we saw like the Shameless houses.
Okay. I really didn't watch Shameless, but from the clips and stuff that I've seen, I know what you're talking about. So I don't feel so left out. Like, oh, I don't know that. I know.
It was like surreal. It was like we were talking about like meeting your wrestling like cohorts, seeing the houses in real life. I'm like, I've seen this on TV. This is no way it's real, and like someone lives in that house. Yeah, they like kick them out like during filming and like put them up in a hotel somewhere. It,
I hope they, pay the money so they could like renovate on stuff and whatever.
yeah, we like talked to the lady and I can't remember what all she said. It was a few years ago at this point. It was like 4 years ago. But yeah, she told us that like, oh yeah, like they come in, we go somewhere, and they like have to clean up after themselves. Sometimes they haven't, and she comes back. I'm like, I'd be pissed if I come home, my house was a wreck.
I would literally, it would be a hostage situation to clean my house. What are you doing?
is
Absolutely.
is there anything else you want to know about me? Want to talk about before we end it?
No, ma'am. I feel like I've being in this conversation with you. I feel like I've learned so much about you in this amount of time. I just want to say thank you for having me on, and I really do appreciate you reaching out.
Of
And this is gonna be
course.
the first of many. Like you're definitely gonna be on Thursday for Pete's
Yeah.
birthday celebration.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We'll talk about that. We'll sideline that. Yeah, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun.
Oh, of course. And again, tell people where they can find you and those wrestling girls. I'll, of course, link everything in the video, but tell them from yourself.
Okay, so you guys can follow me on Instagram at Miss Krista B, MS underscore KRISTAB underscore. The same on Twitter, no underscore at the end. You can follow us on Those Wrestling Girls everywhere. T Wrestling Girls on Twitter, Those Wrestling Girls on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok. And you can follow Queen PR, Queen three underscores PR on Instagram and on Twitter.
Yes, which, if you're not, do it. All the things she said, go, do, please. I'll even throw a please in there, but like, y'all need to. They're good people.
And
We love
subscribe
those
to
wrestling
our
girls.
Twitch and YouTube.
Yes, get them numbers
Subscribe to
up.
our Twitch and YouTube.
Yes, yes, yes. And then of
And
course,
Patreon. Forgot about Patreon.
how can you forget Patreon? Come on now.
It's so you see, we got a lot. It's a lot.
Y'all got so much. I do my spiel, and I'm not like I hear other people's. I'm like, oh fuck, a lot of people got a lot of stuff going on.
Got a lot.
Yeah, like so my typical spiel. You can follow me on Twitter at KatieRasson13. The link to I'm about to get all things ShElite Showcase. Twitch.tv/ShElite Showcase. Typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, unless something happens like Queen PR celebration. Shh, don't tell her. I'll be there. If she listens this far and if she remembers. But we'll keep that one down low. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube.com/ShElite Showcase. I say watch your videos because they're way more entertaining. Like, you get to watch this whole conversation. You ain't gotta listen to it. You can just watch our beautiful faces. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts if you want to listen to anything. And like I said, ShElite's the brand. It's the mini empire. The weekly show, this show that you're watching and listening to, Inside the Mind of, my interview series, my baby. I already got the next one lined up. I'm doing next Sunday. I know, I'm getting them out finally. I feel like it's been so long. People have been clamoring. They want them. I'm going to do a second one for me. I'm going to do it like a panel style. I already got like ideas for it. Ah, so excited. But everything ShElite is in the bio. Y'all know what to do. Thank you again, Miss Krista B.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it so much.
And I appreciate you being like, yes, 100%. I like
100%.
finished. I feel like I barely got the message to you, and you were like, "Oh my god, please."
Please, like, don't even. Just like, hey, you're gonna be on here. Okay, no problem.
I'm just so
No
happy
problem.
we got to do this, and like you said, this will be the first of many you see of
Absolutely.
a collaboration between ShElite and those wrestling girls. So y'all just stay
Absolutely.
tuned.
Absolutely. Stay tuned, y'all.